The regular council meeting, April the 2nd, 2014, City of Uniontown, will now be called to order. I'll ask the city clerk to please do the roll call.
Mr. Michael, Mr. Jones,
Here.
Mr. Palumbo, Mr. Billy,
Here.
Mayor Fike.
Here. Let's pledge allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brian Boyle, you're up now. Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. Council, thank you for an opportunity to address this meeting. I think we had a brief discussion in December, and we had some very good discussions, and one of the questions was what led you into Uniontown and how did you end up buying the Uniontown Country Club? And so in essence, my focus today is just to spend a few seconds on the Uniontown Country Club, why I bought it, and the value to the community, and then a special program we're going to run this summer for the folks that do a lot of volunteer work and service work for the Fayette County and the city of Uniontown. I've been here for 13 years. I'm an entrepreneur, engineering company, Advanced Acoustic Concepts, that I started. I sold it a couple of years ago, kind of fell in love with the area, and the Uniontown Country Club was kind of in disrepair, and I felt it was very important for the community to have a place that was a social outlet, a place where multiple generations had participated in activities, and I thought it was a place that, quite frankly, could provide value to every citizen here in Fayette County, and particularly the city of Uniontown. So when we bought it, basically our focus was pretty straightforward. It was to get good value for family members, a safe place for them to be, and a chance to have good memories, hence the community-focused club. Membership is pretty cost-effective. We have our website out there. I don't want to turn this into a commercial, but I wanted to say that I do greatly appreciate living in the area. I live right here locally in town. I think it's about 12 years now, and it's been a privilege, and I do thank the mayor. What I want to really close out with is that starting in May, the third Tuesday of each month, the Uniontown Country Club will have a shotgun start Tuesday at 9 o'clock, and every person that's armed services, veteran, volunteer fire department, law enforcement, teachers, community associations, whoever's doing volunteer work, good things for our citizens of Uniontown and Fayette County, if they'll follow a simple phone call the Tuesday before, they'll get golf and a cart fee at a very reduced rate, and there'll be beverage and food specials at the 19th hole. And in essence, that's really what I wanted to say today. It's a privilege to be in the community. I'm extremely proud of the club, and I would hope that if you haven't, come by and see it again. It's been completely refurbed. Cost-wise, I think it's great value. So with that, Mayor, Council, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Next, we have, I guess, proclamation, or what would you call it?
Letter of commendation.
Letter of accommodation from our Lieutenant of the State Police.
Okay. You call Jason up?
Yes. Jason, come forward. Chief? Would you read that to him?
This is dated February 10th, directed to the mayor. Dear Mayor Fike, I'm writing to express my appreciation for the assistance given by members of the City of Uniontown Police Department during an incident which occurred on September 27, 2013 in North Union Township, Fayette County. On said date, members of the Pennsylvania State Police Uniontown Station were involved in a pursuit wherein the actors discharged a firearm several times from their vehicle, striking the pursuing trooper's vehicle. The pursuit ended when the actor's vehicle crashed at the intersection of Butte Road and Gallatin Avenue. The actors fled the scene on foot and forcibly entered an unoccupied residence. A long standoff occurred, which ended with the female actor being taken into custody and the male actor dying from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. During this incident, your officers were on scene within minutes to offer assistance. Specifically, Chief Jason Cox assisted us with the evacuation of Clark Elementary School and ensured the children's safety. Lieutenant Tom Kalinzik conducted a critical initial interview with a witness who observed the actors forcibly enter the aforementioned residence. I would also like to thank Officer Mike Bittner, Detective Donald Gamitter, Officer Mike Barrow, and Sergeant Wayne Brown for their quick response and assistance. The action of your officers demonstrates the dedication to service and cooperativeness that defines a police officer. Sincerely, Lieutenant Jeffrey Fisher.
Chief,
Thank you, Mayor.
just goes to show what you and your department does. We're proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Any comments now on any of the agenda items? Repeat. Any comments on any agenda item? Who can't be doing that good a job? Joe?
No, sir.
Uh,
You know, just real
Announce it.
quickly,
Hold your peace.
if I could comment, there is a resolution in tonight's agenda for a used 2009 Crown Victoria. We currently have a 2001, I believe it is a one Jeep Cherokee, that has been in service, that has seen better days. And in speaking with the mayor, it's going to be a single driver of the vehicle, and didn't really think that a new vehicle was necessary for that. We were able to find a refurbished 2009 Crown Vic. I'll let Sergeant Brown give a quick explanation of what the vehicle is.
Like the Chief said, it's a 2009. It's had a lot of refurbishment work done on it. Rebuilt transmission, the suspension's been gone over. Anything that needed replaced was replaced on it. Seats have been reupholstered and restuffed, and dashboard has been pretty much restored.
How many miles?
63,000. It's been repainted. It looks good. It's been done right. And like the Chief said, for one person to drive it, seems like the ideal vehicle for us right now, rather than buying a new one.
And then what percent off the cost, the original cost? 1/3 or less?
About 1/3.
And it'll be only driven by one driver?
At this point, just the detective.
Okay. And it probably won't get the miles on it that the other ones get the new, right?
Correct. Our patrol vehicles are typically driven 24 hours a day. This vehicle would just be driven 5 days a week, 8 hours a day.
All right. And that resolution is in the package, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anyone else with any comments on any of the agenda items? That being said, we'll move on, and I'll ask you to read the resolutions, please.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to accept the report of the treasurer for the month of March 2014, be and the same is hereby accepted and filed.
Comments, Mr.
No
Jones?
comment.
Comment?
No comment.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes. It comes real quick.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to accept the minutes from the March 5th, 2014 regular council meeting.
Mr. Jones?
No comment.
Mr. Billy?
No comment.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown, council hereby directs the Director of Accounts and Finance to make payment of the following invoices for services rendered or products procured for the City of Uniontown for March 2014 invoices. General Fund, $83,506.71. Sewer Fund, $134,710.59. That includes a transfer to the recycling for $2,229.77. Recycling, $520.81. Recreation, $3,127.34. Highway, $18,046.92. Library, $14,190. Off-street, $14,891.07.
Mr. Jones?
No comment.
Mr. Billy?
No comment.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to refund local service tax for 2013 in the amount of $52.
That's for one person, right?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
No comment.
Mr. Billy?
No comment.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown that the treasurer is requesting payment of 7 vacation days and 35.5 sick days for Nicole Hoover. Her last day of employment for the city was March 21, 2014, the total being $4,169.11.
Mr. Jones?
No comment.
Mr. Billy?
No comment.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown that as of March 25th, 2014, Jessie McGuire was hired as the accounts clerk 2 position in the treasurer's office. Her starting salary is $15.098 per hour. She will work under a 90-day probationary period. Upon completion of the probationary period, she will be eligible for the City of Uniontown Health Insurance Program.
After 90 days? Mr. Jones?
No comment.
Mr. Billy?
No comment.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown that Timothy Gratchett retired from the Uniontown Fire Department effective April 1, 2014, and that he has 106 shifts of sick time due totaling $19,652.40, 30 shifts of vacation totaling $5,562, 2 shifts of personal days due totaling $370.80, and 2014 clothing allotment totaling $650 for a total of $26,235.20. Be it resolved that Mr. Gratchik is opting out of the city's health care benefits in lieu of health benefits from another employer.
He's what?
He's opting out of the health benefits.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Jones?
No comment.
Mr. Billy?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Tim for his service to the city, and also thank him for saving us some money on the health care insurance.
Absolutely, I'd like to echo that. That's a big savings for the city, and we thank you very much for all the service that you give to the city. Okay.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown that Mr. Mark Rifle be and he is hereby hired as the Executive Director of the Uniontown Redevelopment Authority at a rate of $40,000 per annum effective March 30, 2014.
You think you're worth that, Mark?
Actually, if you ask my family, they'd tell me no.
You want to talk about it or no?
I started on Sunday. I was at State College for a conference. Today was the first day in the office. Felt really good about it, and hopefully we'll get things rolling, and we have a lot of work ahead of us, but we'll get there.
We sure do. Welcome aboard, and I just can't wait to work with you.
Thanks, me too.
All right. Mr. Jones?
No comment.
Mr. Billy?
No comment.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes, and you might add that that's probably $10,000 or $12,000 less than our previous director. Not that he wasn't worth it, but that'll help too.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown, the City Council hereby accepts the resignation of Bill McGraw as Housing Rehabilitation Director for the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Uniontown effective March 20th, 2014.
Did we vote on Mark's thing?
One quick.
I'm overworked, I'm sorry.
This is to accept on Claude's resignation.
Blair, anything?
I hate to see him go, but I guess if he wants to go, I accept his resignation.
I think he'd have been a big help
He
to
was.
Mark, but we're just going to have to keep moving forward.
I hate to see you go too.
I appreciate everything he did. He was a good guy, and good at what he did.
Yes, he was.
Mr. Billy?
No comment.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown that the mayor is authorized to sign a deed of easement agreement between the city and the Salvation Army as attached hereto.
And what do you need to do?
Maybe John could explain it, Ever? John Ever?
John, you're on.
What's being presented is by the Salvation Army. They actually need to cross Colic Run path to discharge their stormwater into Colic Run from their stormwater management system. That's the only discharge point they have, and as part of their new building and new development down there, they need this easement to cross. It's only 20 foot wide by 40 foot long. It's a very small portion of easement, and of course they will reconstruct the walking trail in the same.
It'll all be underground, right?
It'll all be underground, that's correct.
And you don't see nothing wrong with it?
No, I've been working with their engineer over the last month and a half to get that
Right.
completed. So,
That's not us relinquishing anything to them.
no, all we're doing is giving them a right to cross the path to, with the piece, they're gonna put a pipe underground to discharge their stormwater. So,
Glad we can help. Jones?
No comment.
Billy?
No comment.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to authorize the purchase of a 2009 Ford Crown Victoria 63,000 miles for a purchase price of $10,000 and an additional $640 for a 3-year, 45,000-mile warranty from Mossad Motor in North Rosedale to be used in the police department.
Is that for 3 years, you say?
Yeah.
640, 246, 200. That's good. Jones?
No comment.
Mr. Billy?
No comment.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown, the council break for executive session for purposes of contract negotiations. Mr. Jones?
No comment.
Are you asking for comments, or we're taking a vote for executive session, Blair?
Oh, I vote for it, yes.
Okay, Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes. Trying to cross me up, Jones. We ready?
Yeah.
Tough to move around these chairs.
A little bit, huh?
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown that council reconvene from executive session at 6:05. Mr. Michael?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown, whereas the following procedures have been adopted by the City of Uniontown and authorized by action of the mayor on April 2nd, 2014. These procedures shall be used for the orderly determination of the need to use consulting engineering firms, qualification and selection of firms, and general administration and monitoring of the engineering agreement. And this is pertaining to a specific, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, a specific project with the redevelopment authority.
That is correct. This is for the Morgantown Street project that we're still working on, and PennDOT has advised us that we did not have this in our file, so we needed to get it in, so I figured we'd get it in today. Nothing like swinging for a home run, Blair.
Is this that grant money we're talking about?
They have until,
This is for the project, not for the grant money. What this is for is so that when we're ready, when we move to the next step with the grant money, that we will be able to advertise for engineers or the city can actually use their own engineer, it says in there, if the city deems it necessary.
Okay? What do you think?
I just think it's funny that he's on that side of the table, not over there.
Well, if you would have been here to support me earlier, you would have known why.
Can I go back to those? I'm fine, whatever.
Blair?
No
Billy?
question, Laura. You don't have no question.
No, no comments.
Mr. Michael?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes,
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes. Now, what,
start tonight.
this is to
Got it.
fast forward, right?
Yeah,
Would be the,
This is for,
It's a requirement.
this is for future, yes.
yeah.
It's a
All right.
requirement.
It was a
Okay.
requirement from the prior grant application that we never got. It was not in the file, so we had to get it in the file.
okay. That's a no-brainer.
That's all I have, Mayor.
I'd like to compliment council for a good meeting, real good meeting. And everybody stepped up to the plate and did the job. I'm proud of them. Comments on anything, Mr. Michael, since you was late getting here? Mr. Jones?
No,
Mr. Billy?
Just like to thank Tim again for his years of service.
And thank you guys for coming.
Cool.
Kim?
Progress, Mayor, progress.
Looks like all of it.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown, the council adjourns to meet Wednesday, May 7th, 2014 at 4:30 p.m. Mr. Michael?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
yes.
Mr. Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Pike?
Yes.
Thanks for speaking.
Huh?
Thanks for speaking.
Oh, don't mention it.
That was like,
You missed